So, another Friday is upon us. What will you be doing, Flash? Another episode, no doubt. Yes, indeed. I'll welcome to another edition of Flash Talks. It's been a busy week for me, radio content, and there'll be plenty more to come. Thanks to the new subscribers to the channel. It's a bit of a whirlwind ride this is. I am very close now, getting there to 50 subscribers. Once I hit the 50, I keep saying, I can whip the phone out and go live whenever I want. When anything breaks, anything important I need to talk about, I'll be able to do it just like that. So please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny. It just lets you know when I'm live or when any of my new episodes are available. So thanks very much, folks. Like the video as well. Comment, share and subscribe. That's all the admin out of the way. So how are you all now? Or should I say, are you well? I thought you were. I'll get in some radio on bits there. So we are on the road to, as I'm on the road to 50 subscribers, Radio 1 is also on the way to its 60th birthday. In just under 3 years from now, it will be 60. And I was, with the feedback I was getting from my last video for the new weekend shake-up, somebody asked me to do a video about my predictions or what I could see happening in the future. So yeah, that is predictions. So I'm just gonna go for it. Why not? So yeah, I thought they said about in the year's time, and I thought I don't know if anything will change in the year, to be honest. Anything can happen, let's be honest, but I think look towards that 3-year mark of when it turns 60, and then things could change shortly after that. So I've made no notes for this, so bear with me, but I'm going to go through show to show and see whether I think that show will still be on air or will it have a new host / hosts. So I mean, a lot can happen in a year or in 3 years, but I'll go through show to show, and you guys let me know what you think in the comments below, whether you would go completely different to me, or you agree or disagree, blah 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 blah. Let me know. So I'll start with early breakfast. Might as well start at the start of the day. Currently hosted by Dean McCulloch, who we know is now in the jungle. Looking forward to seeing how that thing works out for him. Will it take him to new dizzy heights like it did for Jordan North 4 years ago? My prediction is it probably will, but not at Radio 1. I don't know why, I just get that sense. I could be completely wrong, but he could be using this experience to open other doors up for him, and I don't blame him, because at the end of the day he has been demoted at Radio 1 in the last 6 months. He went from obviously part of this presenter takeover back in December 2020. I think he first came aboard, maybe 21, but I think it was 20. And he went from very quickly becoming the host of weekend mid-mornings. I think he did quite well at it, and then with the departure of legendary Scott Mills, he then took on weekday afternoons with Vicky Hawksworth, and that lasted 2 years, just under 2 years, and then demoted to early breakfast. Say what you like, it's a demotion. People start at early breakfast and work their way up, or start at weekends and work their way up. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to find a way out. And as I said, I don't blame him. and he could come across really, really well in I'm a Celebrity, and take him to new dizzy heights. I could see him going to somewhere like a Heart, or even like a Capital, or a station really made for him is the Hits Network. For me, excuse me, I could definitely see that happening. So, who would replace, I hear you ask? Who could replace him? I might leave that one up for you. But I could definitely see someone like a Lauren Redfern, who has been doing fantastic stuff already. Or even, I listened to Chrissy Cameron this week. Wow, that guy's talented. So there's a lot of good options out there for them. There's the potential with anyone that's popping up this Christmas in their takeover. Could be special and go from there. Excuse me, I'm going down with something. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. So, next one, the big one, breakfast. Currently hosted by Mr. Greg James at just over 6 years now. And normally around this sort of mark, Radio 1 will be thinking about a change. I don't think they're thinking of a change just yet, especially after Jordan's departure earlier on this year. I could see this being a process to try and work out. Oh God, I'm going Eric Ten Hag now. Process, trusty process. Shit impression. But I can see them heading towards discovering who they definitely want to be his replacement, because he, a bit like Moylesy, is becoming like the irreplaceable. It's going to be a tough job, whoever gets it, and the longer that person's in the hot seat, it does become harder. Now, my prediction for Greg is he is going to break Moyles' 8.5-year record on breakfast. As I said, 3 years from now they will reach their 60th birthday, and I think Greg will still be at the helm at the time of the birthday. And it's going to be exciting when you get the likes of Tony Blackburn, an ex-breakfast host, maybe even get Moyles in, depending on what his situation is, for a big weekend-long celebration like they always do for it. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, Greg at that point would be at just over 9 years. So I'm in two minds. I think he might smash it by hitting 10 years and then go, or shortly after that he'll go anyway, because for him himself it will mark 20 years at the station anyway. So I do sort of feel like Greg's going to go until Greg doesn't want to go anymore. I think Radio 1 will leave it up to him, because he is a bit like Scott Mills, managing to keep himself relevant, and he's a special talent, and the BBC are very lucky to have him. Now, when that time comes though, who the replacement would be? Here comes the suspense gap and the quick time to grab a swig of drink. Flash. I just realised when I do these videos I can just pause and come back to it, and then you'd never know I've taken a swig of drink. Never mind. So I think more and more, unless something very drastic happens and someone incredible suddenly comes out of nowhere, I think the new hosts of the breakfast show in 3 years or more time will be Sam and Danny. You heard it here first. Flash predicts it in 2024 that Sam and Danny will be the successors to Greg James's breakfast show. Even the train's celebrating or disagreeing. Yeah, me lovers, they are, as I said the other day, they are growing in confidence, the personality, and I just love the way they take the piss out of one another, and it's nothing too serious, but it's just funny, and I like them, and they're just getting better and better. And the more they stand in for Greg and Going Home, they just shine even more, and I think their weekend afternoon show is going to really bring out the even better in them. So yeah, I think they are the natural replacements for Gregory in a few years' time. Mid-mornings, my prediction is, we're back on the I'm a Celebrity thing. My immediate prediction is Melvin O'Doom, of course, in the jungle as well. Very unique that there's two Radio 1 presenters in the jungle at the same time. It will help their audience grow to a new high, because I think out of all the daytime shows, from what I've heard, theirs is the least listened to. There's always a drop off after breakfast anyway, but yeah, I think it will help them grow. But in terms of looking at that crystal ball as we head towards the 60th birthday 3 years from now, I don't think they will be at the station anymore. Possibly Charlie's still doing dance anthems, but I don't think Ricky and Melvin, they'll be heading towards, no disrespect to them, but 50 years in age, and history tells us that's a no-no for Radio 1 presenters unless you're Pete Tong. Excuse me. So I think they'll be gone, and I think we will have a new look mid-morning show and go back to the original mid-morning style with Live Lounge with just the one host. And my prediction is it will be Miss Katie Thistleton. Heard it here first, once again, folks. She's such a good broadcaster, across all channels, everything she does, she's great. And I think obviously she's now becoming a mum. I think she may want a slightly better schedule. I don't know, you know, it's up to her. She's obviously made the big decision to move to London, so she probably wants that big. I'm lost with my words again. Tell I'm getting ill. She will do well in London, and oh, shut up, Flash. I don't even know what I'm saying now. I think she's a good solo host, is what I'm trying to say, and I think she would suit the Live Lounge slot. Like, another interruption. This is what happens when you do shows outside. Right, back on it, Flash. Yes, she could become the modern day Ferncott and Joe Wiley-esque of that mid-morning show, and I'll be excited to see it. Afternoons, I could potentially see Matt and Molly still in that slot, and I'd love it. They're sounding so fresh right now, and it's really up to Molly. As I said the other day, she's now going to become a mum of two, so I would like to see her still thriving and a part of this duo. Someone said on the comments the other day, with no Molly there's no Matt, and kind of true. Well, Matt's a good solo presenter, but they just go so well together, and I really hope this is a long-term show project with them too, much like Scott and Chris. Going Home may even get a brand new name in my prediction. I think Jamie Lang will be gone. He may even be gone in the next year, because he's just so unpredictable as to when he's going to be there. And as I said, Katie will move on to mid-mornings, and Vic Hope I also can see leaving Radio 1. I don't think she needs Radio 1 like she did a few years back. Yeah, I could see her moving on, because she does so much work elsewhere, and obviously she's very successful elsewhere. So yeah, then my prediction for who goes into that slot is Sam and Danny. I know I've just predicted them for breakfast, but we're talking in the next few years. We're talking 3 years time. Greg will still be at the helm for me, probably getting to 10 years. So Sam and Danny will get going home first before breakfast. That is my shout. Yeah, that's my shout. So Sam and Danny for home time, going home, drive, whatever you want to call it. Like I say, it might even get a new title name, and they will be very much deservedly in that spot, and helps them build towards breakfast. And then Jack, I can still see very much being at the helm of the new music schedule. Shauna Larry is a great addition as well. I can't see much changing in terms of the evenings, although they probably will make some shake-ups along the way. It's hard to predict what. Maybe you see shows like the Chillis Show, the Rock Show, the Indie Show moving about days and whatever. Friday night's always going to be dance night for me, so that will never change. And I can see Danny Howard being at the helm of that for many, many years to come. I don't think it matters what age you are when you're just playing wall-to-wall bangers. Then what else can I talk about? Chart show. Will Jack still be doing it? Maybe not. Maybe it'll be someone new. Just to put a different stamp on it, I guess. But again, who knows? I'd love to see the chart go back to Sundays, but I guess it doesn't make sense with the music release date of Fridays. I just think it's too rushed on a Friday, and yeah, that's my opinion on that. Weekends, I could see James still very much being a part of the weekend lineup at 3 years. Maybe moved on from breakfast to afternoons or something like that, because if Sam and Danny go to weekdays, then there'll be a change there. Yeah, maybe Nat and Vicky come up to weekdays. If buts and maybes. It's all part of the fun in predicting a future lineup for Radio 1. And another thing I will say, when Greg eventually leaves breakfast, I could see him staying at the station and doing the one slot he hasn't done, and that's weekends. Go and do weekends. I think it'd be a good little slot on a Saturday morning. Yeah, why not? Future's bright for Radio 1, as I said the other day. I'm really excited for it. Great talent out there, and it's nice to see it evolving and doing what it does best. So keep up the great work all. Let me know in the comments below what you thought and what your predictions are. Like, share and subscribe. Thanks all.